In the previous lecture, we talked about analytics data that should be handled differently compared to operational data, and I mentioned the concept of a data warehouse. An OLAP database is commonly known as a data warehouse, but what is the meaning? What when we say a data warehouse? A data warehouse is a system used to consolidate in one single place data from multiple data sources, like a big data repository. It will have the ability to ingest large amount of data. The data stored in the database warehouse is uploaded from multiple operational systems. This data warehouse will be optimized for OLAP use cases, okay, meaning running complex ad hoc read queries for analytics use cases. One or more OLAP tools will run analytics queries on the centralized data warehouse. Data sets for a data warehouse can get quite big. The requirement will be to store historical data for a long retention time. Like, for example, all customers order for the last 5 years, meaning billions of transactions in large companies. To understand the scale of the amount of data in a data warehouse, we'll talk about data sets in a range from a few gigabytes to few terabytes in a typical operational database. But in a data warehouse, that can be hundreds of terabytes and even petabytes. One important thing to remember about a data warehouse is that the raw data being collected from multiple data sources will be transformed to a new structure, optimized to analytics use cases that are going to use this data. However, there are some analytics cases that we don't want to change the collected raw data. We want to keep the original structure because we may lose some data, some information about the data during the data transformation process. Now we are coming to another essential term called a data lake. A data lake is a centralized repository for storing all structured and unstructured data. The idea will be to keep the collected data as is without changing the raw data. We can collect and store many data types in one places, like images, log files, session data, social media information, IoT information, video files, and more. It can be a very flexible data store. One typical use case of data lakes is for data science teams when they are trying to utilize the data and create new types of AI and machine learning use cases that can be used to uncover useful business insights. Many typical organizations will have a data warehouse and also a data lake because they are used for different analytics use cases.